What's up, guys, and welcome to EVO Bootcamp 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Julien.
And I'm the other one, Ivan. And as we know, EVO is a fighting game community dream heaven like stage. Many of the games are played in a space that they don't get that kind of recognition in a lot of other places. And one of the most important games in all of EVO history is not the game we're talking about today, but we're talking about a fun game.
No, not at all. This game is pretty fun. We're going to be talking about Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, more aptly named Smash 4. Let's get hyped, boys. God, Ivan, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing a Zero scarf.
Zero is one of the best, if not the best, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U player, and I'm glad that you're honoring him in this
Look,
way.
I did research,
Ivan,
I did some homework, I watched a video.
This guy always wears a scarf, and I don't necessarily understand why. Maybe you know.
They're fashionable.
If you did the research.
They are both
Of course.
warming and comforting. He had a very hard time starting when he went to his first tournament. He told his mom, "No, I can't do it. We have to go home." He got over his fear of competition and ended up putting fear into his competition.
It's true, and now anyone who sees that scarf better think twice about playing this guy. But Ivan,
it's immediately
we already
5
talked
degrees
about.
hotter.
You know, that's the thing about scarves. A good scarf is like just as good as a good sweater. Ivan, but we're not here to talk about scarves. Maybe when we get to Zero, all right? We're gonna talk about Super Smash Bros. For Wii U today. Ivan, can you tell me anything about this game?
This is another one of those games that isn't a fighting game, but it's at EVO.
At all. Yes.
This is a game which is part of the Smash series. Is commonly referred to as Smash 4, right? Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Okay. Here's
Nailed
the thing. It came out
He's
not
on a
too
roll.
long ago. It is different than Super Smash Bros. Melee, and it is not as fast, and therefore I think it's not as interesting. But you think it might have some of its own uniqueness to it. It's a lot more airy. The guards are different.
Definitely.
The way that it's played is quite different from Super Smash Bros. Melee, but a closer comp might be the upcoming Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which players like Zero have talked about what the differences are, and I think it's a bit closer in terms of its gameplay style to Ultimate, Smash 4 is closer to Ultimate than Melee is to Ultimate.
Yeah, that I would agree upon. But I would definitely say, well, first of all, this game came out after Super Smash Bros. Brawl, so we have two Smash Bros. Games at EVO that have skipped there's a generation in between them. So as a consequence, you get a lot of different players as well. So the Melee players are all, on their way to their 30s because they're still playing that game. And the Smash 4 players, well, I couldn't really look up their ages, but a lot of people, I looked up some of their ages, but a lot of them are in their early 20s and getting up there to 25 and things. So I think that's interesting to think about.
Their reflexes don't have to be that good though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Smash
time
4,
in this game. There's a lot of time.
Reflexes are not related to Smash. No, I'm kidding. We're gonna get so much hate in the comments. Oh god, if we did though, if we got any comments, I'd be happy. I don't care what you say. But yeah, so because as you say, this game is a little more slow-paced than Melee. In fact, I think it's a lot more slow-paced. So that comes as a consequence of becoming of being a much more defensive game and a game in which you can take more damage before you're knocked off the stage. So
some would say
as
that's
a consequence,
forgiving.
It's forgiving. I would say you can get killed. You can get two stocked in this game just as quickly as you can get four stocked in Melee. So
that's right. So take
I wouldn't
that,
say
who
that
say
far.
it's
I wouldn't
forgiving.
say go that fast. But that being said, you do only have two stocks per match in this game. So that's interesting. It's a 6-minute match as well. And I really think that this game, it takes away two of the defining features of Melee, which are L canceling and, or more specifically, very low to zero landing lag on all of the aerial moves. And also it gets rid of wave dashing, which is a really key component to Melee's positioning. So as a consequence, and it also does away with another thing that we actually didn't talk about in our Melee video, which is dash dancing, or at least it significantly changes dash dancing. Dash dancing is when you basically are in a constant state of dashing, but you're in a very limited amount of space. So there's a dash animation, and you can cancel it into the opposite dash. So you're dashing forward, then you're dashing back. And that's a really good way of confusing your opponent because you're constantly in and out of their space. And that really can mix up their gameplay. But in this game, dash dancing is I would say a lot more difficult, and it's a lot slower. So it's a little more predictable, I would say. That being said, there are some positioning dashes that you can do in this game. So it's a lot more of a methodical game, Super Smash Bros. 4, than Melee is. Melee is much more defined by explosive combos and getting like a huge whiff punish. In this game, you can get a lot of whiff punishes that lead to maybe 50% of damage, and that's a lot of damage. But you'll get more of those per match as opposed to Melee, where if you get one, you're essentially assured to stock in some high level games. So I think it's pretty interesting.
There are also some other spacing differences, like how throws work and some of the other things. Especially, I think the main thing is the ledge, how ledge play is changed from even Smash the Brawl to for Wii U.
Yeah, definitely. Ledge play is pretty much non-existent in this game because they got rid of the mechanic where if your opponent's grabbing the ledge, you can no longer grab the ledge. So as a consequence in Melee, whenever they hit someone off the stage, you'll commonly see the person on the stage grab the ledge because that prevents the opponent from grabbing the ledge. In this game, if you are grabbing the ledge and your opponent then grabs the ledge, you are knocked off the ledge. So that's no longer a problem, if you thought that was a problem in Melee. And then there's also, in Melee, you can grab the ledge, you're invincible for a couple of frames. If you drop down and then jump back up and grab the ledge, you're still invincible for the same amount of frames. In this game, if you do the same thing, the second time you grab the ledge, you don't have those invincibility frames. So they really wanted to force people onto the stage and into the air, and I think they were trying to make it more offensive in that respect, the designers of the game. But I guess I can't really say I'm not a game designer.
But as a result, we have a lot more in-air mechanics, so air dodging works a lot differently. The throws, like I was saying, are a lot more involved in spacing, but also in aerial
throws are huge
combo design. So tell us a little bit about the different things that we should be looking for when watching these games in terms of how throws will affect combat.
Right, so you're basically going to see the start of almost every combo in this game. You're going to be looking for a bunch of, the players are going to be hovering around the middle of the stage, going back and forth, waiting for a whiff to come out. So when an opponent throws out a move that doesn't connect, that leaves them in a lot of landing lag or a lot of lag after, like a smash move or something, you'll see the opponent dash away and then dash back in and get a grab, because grabs start combos in this game. This game is heavy on combos that come from grabs. You usually see an up throw to a couple aerials, and then maybe a spike down or something along those lines. So you'll typically see that, and that'll start racking up damage. And then at that point, the opponent with the most damage is going to be in danger, and that another throw might end up losing them a stock. So that's the typical gameplay scenario that you'll see in this game.
So again, making it, this is why this game is one of those games at EVO that isn't necessarily accepted by the FGC, because it's not a health bar going down, but a damage percent going up, which leads to higher chances of being knocked off. So
who came up with that? What the hell were they thinking?
I don't know, man. But this is a series that has continued to impress upon fans of Nintendo across the world.
Yeah, right.
So, no, keep going.
Definitely. I was just going to say it's definitely true that there's crossover between the Smash communities. They're not just two separate communities. Although maybe at top 8 you'll see they're separated. But they're like, the player base is unified, I would say. Smash players love Smash. they smell bad too. That's a common meme that all the FGC, all the Street Fighter players are like, oh, you're a Smash player, you must smell pretty bad, because they don't shower.
Well, one thing that we know we can shower these players in is praise, and we'll be getting to the section where we shower them with our praises and compliments, and also who we think could win this year's EVO tournament. But how many people typically play in a given EVO tournament for this game?
Well, it's been pretty varied. Smash 4 has been at EVO since 2015. So in 2015, there were 1,926 entrants. That is so close to 2,000. That is so many people in one tournament that takes place in one weekend. So you can imagine the amount of chaos going on.
No wonder nobody showers.
And really, they had to. They didn't shower because they had to wait for their matches. That's why they don't shower. No, and it's a very popular game, as denoted by how many people entered. So that being said, that means that these players, I believe it was EVO 2016, may have gotten screwed over because they had to go in super early to start the tournament on the Sunday of top 8. I think it was 2017 or 2016. The Smash 4 players were really pissed off because they had to go in at 8 a.m. and that totally throws off their whole game. If you were stupid and stayed up all night, maybe partying or whatever, because you're at EVO 2016. Or maybe you just wanted to practice a little more, but you didn't have that much time, and you got screwed over because you had to wake up super early. That's going to throw off your whole game the whole day. So I if I'm not mistaken, one of these years they got the shaft and they got the 8 a.m. slot, or 10 a.m. It was some early time for a gamer to wake up. Maybe not 8 a.m. but
teachers
it was
go to
pretty
school
early,
at like 7 o'clock in the morning. These guys have to play a video game for about 15 minutes, like 3 times, and then they're on their lunch break. I mean, I'm not saying it's not.
They're playing the whole time.
I'm not
they're not
saying
in a game,
I don't want to wake up at 8 a.m. to play video games all day, but what?
Anyways, there's been consistently above 1,500 entrants every year, with a maximum on EVO 2016 with 2,600 entrants for one tournament. So you can imagine the EVO organizers are definitely excited to bring Smash 4 back, as it brings a lot of audience to watch. Of course, there are 10 people that are watching each player at that point, so that's so many people watching the game.
Twitch is exploding.
And, donating money, and, this prize pool is
Get them
a
bits,
lot of money.
Evo. Get them bits.
I didn't think they had bits until 2017 or 20. Anyways, whatever. Bits are in Evo 2018, and you bet your bottom dollar Twitch is going to be selling them. Anyways, so Smash hasn't been at Evo. It has been at Evo for 3 years. Currently, it's coming on its 4th year. But I'll tell you, it's probably its last year this year. So be sure to watch it because Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is coming up this year.
Yeah, this is my question actually, and I don't know necessarily, but this being our second Smash series entry into Evo, is Smash Ultimate gonna take over both positions in the future?
That is a really great question. I think we have yet to see. We're gonna have to wait until probably. I think they announced the Evo lineup in around January, February, or maybe it's in the spring. I always forget, and then sometimes I check Twitter and then everyone's blown up. Oh my god, this game got announced. I honestly, there's a pretty good chance that it's just gonna be Smash Ultimate instead of both of these games.
Oh no, an 18-year-old game is going to be out of the Evo.
That's all reliant on the Melee team, on the Melee support. So, the Melee community loves the game, but I think that they've basically secured themselves as a top tier, a game that is constantly has tournaments, and Evo isn't necessarily the biggest tournament for Melee anymore. So, honestly, I think the Melee community would be totally fine if it was ushered out of Evo, if this was its last year. I don't want to see it go. I love watching more Melee. If I get another huge tournament to watch, I'm gonna watch it. But, of course, you know, I could totally see. I wouldn't be surprised if Smash Ultimate just took over both slots.
There you go. There is our definitive answer. You don't have to look for any news anywhere else. Smash
do
Ultimate
not. Just watch this video again for the answer. We need more views. Give us the views.
Alright, so how the rules break down per match. 2 stocks because it is a slower game. Confusing. 6 minutes, custom moves off, item equipment, handicap off, pause off.
Yeah,
all the same,
they had to.
All the same stuff, and it's the best 2 out of 3.
Yes, basically it's very similar to Melee. I went really in depth of how stages are selected. Stages are very important in Melee, at least, and I believe in this game too. Platforms are huge, so basically that does not typically run up as a problem. Sorry, an update just popped on my screen. It doesn't really run up as a problem in, say, Street Fighter. In Street Fighter 5, they're actually... Capcom always makes a level for Evo. So they introduce a new level every single Evo, and it's actually a pretty sick level, the background anyways. But the basics of the game don't change based on the level. So that's something that Melee and Smash 4 differentiates itself.
So these stages, the thing that shocked me about how stages are picked is it's really a Rochambeau to start off, huh?
Yes, it's seriously rock, paper, scissors, unless they just want to have the gentleman's agreement of just going to Battlefield or whatever, because that's the most neutral. Look, they had to come up with some way to get these matches going faster.
I guess a coin flip isn't worth it at that point.
Look, they're stinky Melee players. Right?
So it's similar to the elimination system that we've experienced before in the Smash Bros. Melee. Man, I'm so confused on all the titles of these. So
you just wait until we get to the anime games.
So, in any case, which are the maps that you think we'll see as so Battlefield is the most neutral. Are there some specialty maps?
I think the most common map that's picked is Town and City, actually. It's a Animal Crossing themed map. And I mean, there's one platform that comes in and out of the stage, I believe, in that level, and it's useful to the because sometimes it comes out off the stage, and so you can recover onto it and then fight your way back onto the stage. So it's a sort of, it's not random. I think there's a timer that you can memorize based on the time on the clock, whether or not it's going to be there. So I think that introduces some sort of stage knowledge there. But typically, I think we see a lot of, I think Lilac Cruise is very popular. It's basically just a Battlefield clone stage. There's 3 platforms. And Town and City is definitely a huge map that's picked a lot.
Awesome.
Yep.
So the other thing that's interesting is that the winner is not locked into the same character that they have had, so they can switch it up, but the loser gets the advantage of being able to counterpick. What is a self-destruct move?
A self-destruct move. Where is this?
If a game ends with a self-destruct move, the results screen will determine the winner.
Oh.
I have no idea what that means, Julie.
That's a very niche rule that I'm not entirely sure about. I would say maybe like Roy's charged up move. If he charges up his neutral B move, he does damage to himself all the way, and then unleashes it, he does damage to himself. Maybe that's what they mean. Or I have no idea. That's a rule that you've stumped me on. I do not know that tournament rule.
Hello.
That's strange. Got 'em all.
Got 'em.
Tell us in the comments section below if you have an example of that move. That is super niche situation that we will most likely not run into at EVO. I'm guessing.
Also, the most interesting thing about this game is that it has the multiple controller scheme for it, so you can play with the GameCube controller, the Wii U Pro controller with the battery moved method with USB, and the Wii Remote variation, but you have to remove the battery afterwards or you will be disqualified.
Yeah, they don't want anyone screwing up, because if they get a controller, these are wireless controllers, I believe. If they get a controller that interferes with the game that's going on, just from someone in the audience, then that's totally gonna screw up everything. Everything. What do they even do? They have to cancel the match? I don't know. So that's why they want to be very specific about you better not effing have this controller on when we're playing, someone else is playing.
So,
but
wireless controllers
most people
are okay, but you only can use them in very specific things. That's the Wii U remote, obviously. That's the tablet thing. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, that would be so ridiculous. But typically, most people use a GameCube controller because that's what they grew up on.
It has the best
Will Nintendo
response
retire?
time.
Will Nintendo retire this decade-old controller, or will it live on for Smash games to come?
Didn't they already say that Ultimate is GameCube controller?
Yes,
yeah.
it's coming. I can't wait.
I
already pre-ordered one. I fucking love that.
There we go.
It's
so
such a
you
good
know
controller.
who else never dies? Nintendo characters, and they all get brought into the Smash series so that they can live on in infamy. We have a tier list, as always, of characters that we expect to see, including Bayonetta, Diddy Kong, Cloud, Sheik, Sonic, Mario, Fox, Mewtwo, Zero Suit Samus, Marth. Now, a lot of these characters are very high-speed characters. Is that kind of the reason that we expect to see somebody like Bayonetta or Zero Suit Samus?
Yeah, definitely. Movement is key. I would say in almost all these characters, they're mostly interesting because of the combos that they can go into. Bayonetta is pretty broken in terms of the game. The meme is Sakurai, the lead designer on the Smash series, spent so much time making Smash 5 because he had to come up with a way to nerf Bayonetta because she's going to be in the game. But so she's definitely going to be the most played character. She has crazy combo potential, off of throws, off of hits. She's got really fast moves that come out. She has a lot of ranged move as well. She has a projectile. She's got it all. She has good recovery, and she's quite the looker, if I do say so myself.
Designed by a woman, the character model.
Yeah. No.
Wasn't it?
Yes.
I thought Bayonetta was designed by a woman.
I think so. Tell us in the comment section below. I actually think it might be a guy inside Bayonetta right now. It's the Platinum Games definitely made the game.
Designed by Marie Shimazaki.
Oh, there you go. Ivan is stumping me again. This guy's the best. That's why I keep him around. Thank you very much, Ivan. You're the best.
You're welcome. I learned that from your stream, I think from like Captain Video.
Yeah, okay. So designed by a woman, but the director of the game, I believe.
Yeah, Hideki Kamiya
of course, as
created Bayonetta, but she was designed by Marie Shimazaki.
Yeah, cool.
In any case, an incredibly powerful character. One of the other ones that intrigued me is Diddy Kong also seems to be played a lot, and that's weird to me.
Yes.
Because none of the Kongs have ever been a super powerful Smash character.
Diddy Kong, however, is quite the powerful Smash character. He's got a projectile in his peanut gun, but his most powerful move is the banana peel. So he eats a banana, he throws the peel back. You can pick up the banana peel, but if it's left on the ground, it's used as a really powerful zoning move. If the enemy happens to walk over it, they slip on it and they trip, and they're basically in a knockdown state at that point. So you can basically control stage presence without even being in that area. So it becomes a very powerful move. Not to mention his throw combos are pretty powerful as well. He's an all-around pretty good character, and he has pretty good recovery.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It intrigues me that items are not allowed, but a move that creates an item on the ground, totally fine.
Well, that's a controlled situation that isn't random. So that's why that's their logic going through. Look, I don't know. I don't play this game that much. Because the online kind of sucks. Because the Wii U had the worst online infrastructure ever.
Well, you and about a dozen other people really know that well. Our Diddy Kong main
13 million
of the tournament that we should be watching out for, also a Sheik main, is who?
The #1 Super Smash Bros. 4 player in the world, Zero himself. But I'll tell you, Vaughn, this guy, he was at the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Invitational. Go ahead and watch that on YouTube. It was pretty fun to watch. But that's because he's a very high-ranked player. He is apparently the #1 player in terms of tournament wins. But that being said, he hasn't been to many tournaments this year, in the year of 2018 so far. He actually only placed 4th at Smash 4 Boot Camp, which and he entered in 3 different categories in Smash 4 Boot Camp. But we're only going to talk about the singles, which he came in 4th in. So that's it for Zero. Do you think that this guy has the potential to win glory in the last Smash 4 Evo Championship Series?
It's interesting because I don't know that he has a lot to play for besides the money. Usually we see the people who come to Evo, they are seeking some level of glory. We saw him fall last year to Salem, who is the next person we're going to be talking about. I don't know. I think that this could be important. If it is indeed the last year of Smash 4 at the tournament, you want to be the last person to win. So I think it might be a chance for him to be the champion. We've seen him be the #1 player for, tournament after tournament after tournament after tournament.
Yeah.
He was doing local tournaments, regional tournaments, national tournaments. He was doing everything he could for a while there and being not just the best, but shattering the competition. So I think he can always return to that form, but I think we have a couple other competitors that are in better form this year. For example, Salem, coming off of his win from last year's Evo, he's a guy who is a Bayonetta main, and I think he has a lot of potential to be a stunner in this Evo tournament as well.
Definitely. Yeah, he placed 9th at Hyrule Saga, which was fairly recent to the recording of this video. And he placed 2nd at both Smash and Splash and MomoCon. Smash and Splash, I believe, was a pretty large tournament. There was also a Melee tournament at Smash and Splash, so I think that's quite the feat. 2nd at Smash and Splash. And then finally we have Ken, who's a Sonic main.
And what's intriguing, Ken, is the Japanese top 10 player, top 8, in fact, and he doesn't go to. There aren't a lot of tournaments in Japan for this game, surprisingly.
Exactly.
Most of them are USA based, so it's difficult for a Japanese player, for instance, to climb up these leaderboards or different things. But Ken has been making a name for himself as the best Sonic player in the world.
Yeah, if you like Sonic, there are always Sonic fans for some reason. Watch this guy. I really don't understand why people like Sonic, but I can't say I didn't like Sonic as a kid. I did like Sonic as a kid, but I've since grown up, and now I play Mario games, all right? Just let me play the Nintendo. Anyways, definitely keep an eye out for Sonic. He's gonna do super well. He's in the top 8 for a reason, Ivan.
Ken is great.
Whew.
Ken is gonna
That's what I gotta say about this game. But Ivan, there's one last thing we'd like to cover. How do you play this game? It's on the Nintendo Wii U.
What is that? Is that a console?
I don't think Nintendo knows. They actually said that they didn't get their messaging correct with the Wii U. They have that on record. But it's the successor to the Wii. It's the only place to play this game, like Melee. Actually, Melee has 3 places you can play Melee. The Wii, the GameCube, and on your computer. I guess you could illegally download this game in some form on the Wii U emulator on your computer. But honestly, I wouldn't even suggest trying to get good at this game at this point. The only reason I would play this game is that Smash Ultimate is supposedly somewhat similar to this game. Although I've heard mixed, when you're obsessed with a game, you can't stop reading about it, and then you only try to side with the one that you want, that of the opinion that you want to know about it. So I don't know. Smash 5 is going to come out in December. I think it's worth waiting for that. But if you want to get familiar with fundamentals that will obviously carry over,
some of them
definitely
won't,
pick up this game.
The
shield
some of them
is
different. The parry system is going to be intriguing, and players like Zero, who were comparing how the 2 games played, say that there are a lot of critical differences between how this game plays and how the mechanics of the next game will work. So they haven't fully unlocked, even professional players who got to play a little bit, haven't fully unlocked the potential of the new game, obviously, because it takes years. We see that even in Smash Bros. Melee, new things are being discovered. But
which is ridiculous.
Beyond.
That game's too old.
So maybe it makes sense to get some of the mechanics down, but just wait for Ultimate to come out, and then you get every single character that's ever been released in one game, and you get to have fun with a brand new console and a brand new game. Yeah.
Well, Vaughn, Overwatch League has been kind of quiet lately, waiting for the playoffs. So we haven't really, we haven't really uploaded in a while for Overwatch League content, but we do have an Overwatch League coverage show called Group Up With Me, hosted by both of us as well.
Yes.
Vaughn does the heavy lifting for that one, though, because he's really good at that game.
I'm not
and don't look at our ranking. But we like to cover esports on this channel, so tell us if there's a game that you like in the comment section below that we're not covering. Maybe League of Legends. We'll try to do some coverage on some more interesting games in the future. But until then, Ivan, do you have any last words to say about Smash 4?
Get those throws.
We would like to play. Get those throws.
My dark horse of the tournament. My dark horse of the tournament.
Yeah.
Void.
We've got it. Void.
Void placed number 1 at Smash and Splash. He doesn't place high at most other things. Even his doubles results aren't the best. But he won Smash and Splash. So my dark horse is, of course, the guy who was the dark horse winner of Smash and Splash. Do it again.
And not to mention, his name is pretty dark. Keep an eye out for Void. He might make it to top 8. We'll see. Evo's going to be an exciting time. And we'll catch you next week for another episode of Evo Bootcamp.
Bye.
Where we'll probably cover Dragon Ball FighterZ. Yes. All right. See, you're a sucker. Super Saiyan. We'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.